All right, today we're going to pull back the curtain on what makes writing, well, persuasive. We're talking about a professional, 7-step research process that can take your writing from pretty good to copy that actually converts. And believe me, this is the real difference maker.
You know that feeling, right? When you're reading an ad, or a website, or even just an email, and it feels like it was written just for you. It totally gets your problems, it speaks your language, it just clicks. So what's the secret sauce? How do they make that connection?
Well, I'll tell you what it's not. It's not some magic trick or a sudden bolt of creative lightning. Nope. The secret is research. A systematic, repeatable process. See, the most persuasive writing out there is always built on this rock-solid foundation of understanding. And today, we're going to build that foundation step by step together. And here it is. This is our roadmap. This 7-step process is basically our guide to getting inside our audience's head and understanding the world they live in. Because once you do that, you can craft a message that really resonates. So let's dive in and break each one down. Okay, first things first, we have to start with the most important piece of the entire puzzle, the customer. Phase 1 is a total deep dive. It's all about becoming an absolute expert on the person you're trying to talk to. All right, let's kick things off with step 1, define your target. I mean, you've probably heard that old saying, right? If you're talking to everyone, you're talking to no one. It's so true. Without a super clear picture of your audience, your words are just gonna get lost in all the noise out there. So to get that clarity, we gotta start with the basics, the fundamentals. Think about things like, what are their demographics? Where are they located? What are they into? What do they do for work? And maybe the most important question of all, what are the real nagging challenges they're facing that you can actually help them solve? So how do you get this info? Honestly, the simplest way is usually the best. Don't guess, just ask. Seriously, a simple survey with a tool like Google Forms can get you answers straight from the horse's mouth. It's by far the fastest way to check your assumptions and dig up some real, juicy insights. Okay, so we've defined our target. Now we're on to step 2. This is where we shift from just who they are to how they think and what they're actually saying. Think of this as the part where we become digital detectives, on the hunt for raw evidence of their real thoughts and feelings. And these platforms, these are your hunting grounds. I'm talking about places like Google, Quora, Reddit, Facebook. People are out there right now having public conversations about their problems, their needs, their hopes every single day. Your job is to find those conversations and just listen. Pay attention to the exact words they use. Okay, here's a super cool trick, a little hack for you. Go to Google, start typing a question related to your product, but don't hit enter. Just look at the autocomplete suggestions that pop up. Those aren't random. That's literally what people are searching for the most. It's a direct window into their biggest concerns and desires. So listening in is great, but you know what's even better? Actually talking to people. That brings us to step 3. This is all about shifting from just passively observing to actively engaging, because real back and forth conversations, they give you a level of nuance and emotion that you just can't get from data alone. And where do you do this? Simple. Go where they already are. Jump into those forums, those Q&A sites, those social media groups, get into the subreddits where they hang out. And don't just lurk, engage in real conversations. Seriously, you will be blown away by what you learn when you stop trying to sell and just start trying to help. All right, now for step 4. At this point, we've gathered all this amazing intel from our surveys, our lurking, our conversations. The next move is to put it all together. It's time to assemble all those clues into one clear, coherent profile of our ideal customer. And this profile, it has to be specific, like really specific. Give this person a name. Write down their age, where they live, what their biggest pain points are. What are their buying habits? What are they secretly hoping to achieve? And what's stopping them? What are their objections? The more detail you pack in here, the easier it becomes to write to them, like you're writing to a friend. And hey, you don't have to stare at a blank page and wonder where to start. There are some awesome free tools out there, like the Buyer Persona Generator from HubSpot, or tools like Extensio, that will literally walk you through the whole process. They help you organize everything and give you this great-looking document you can share with your whole team. Okay, so we've got a really deep understanding of our person now. We've built out this detailed persona. But here's the thing, our customer doesn't live in a bubble, right? To really truly connect with them, we have to understand the world they live in. And that brings us right into phase 2, where context is everything. It's time to zoom out a bit and look at the bigger picture, because understanding the market is every bit as important as understanding the person. So with step 5, we're getting that 30,000-foot view of the whole industry. What are the big trends right now? Are there any new technologies or cultural shifts changing the game? Getting a handle on this bigger picture helps you position your message so it feels relevant and timely, not like it's coming out of nowhere. Next up, step 6, we need to study the competition. Look, your competitors are basically a treasure trove of free information. Think about it. They've already spent a ton of time and money trying to figure out what works with the same audience you're trying to reach. So by analyzing what they're doing, you get to learn from their wins and their mistakes. So when you're looking at their copy, here's a simple little checklist to keep in mind. You want to look at 4 things. First, what are the main ideas they're pushing? Second, how are they presenting that message? Third, what unique angles are they taking that maybe you haven't thought of? And finally, and this one is huge, how are they handling those customer doubts, those common objections you already uncovered? Okay, we've done the customer deep dive. We've analyzed the whole market. Now it's time for the final phase, putting it all together into a blueprint for awesome copy. And that brings us to our last step, number 7, compile and refine. This is where all your hard work pays off. All your persona details, your industry notes, your competitive analysis, it all comes together in one master document. This thing becomes your single source of truth. It's the blueprint that's going to guide every single word you write from here on out. And before we wrap up, here's one last pro tip that will make your life so much easier down the road. Create what's called a swipe file. Basically, it's your own personal library of killer ads, great headlines, compelling phrases, customer quotes, all your research data. It's an absolutely invaluable resource that's going to save you so much time on future projects. So there you have it, a repeatable 7-step system for understanding pretty much any audience and writing copy that actually connects. The blueprint is complete. It's in your hands now. So the only question left is, what are you going to build first?